Consider alternatives to classroom pets. A topic that comes up often in the field of humane education is the idea of a classroom pet. For some, having a small pet in a classroom can teach responsibility and compassion. For others, the risk to the animal is simply too great to justify any lessons the kids may learn. At Marin Humane, we believe young students can learn about animals and how to treat them humanely through classroom visits by humane educators with their animal ambassadors and by field trips to organizations like WildCare, the Marine Mammal Center, and, of course, our own shelter. We recognize, however, that some educators, and many kids, of course, love having a permanent pet in the classroom. But unlike a simple classroom tool or supply, animals are sentient beings that require careful consideration and a commitment to their health and happiness. With any pet you adopt or buy, you should be prepared to care for that animal for their entire life. To stay up to date with latest top stories, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the button above this video. It's important educators weigh the pros and cons before bringing a pet into the classroom. Pros: students can learn responsibility, compassion, and respect. Students become more engaged in lessons which incorporate an animal. Animals provide a living example when discussing science. Animals can have a calming effect on the classroom. Animals provide excellent socialization opportunities. Cons: a classroom can be a stressful environment for the animal. Additional responsibility, time, and expense is required to care for the animal properly. Each species has specific requirements for proper care essential to their well-being. Some students may be allergic to the animal, food, or bedding. The animal may be a distraction instead of helping with student engagement. If proper hygiene isn't followed, an animal can be a vector for parasites and/or disease. We strongly encourage classroom pets be adopted rather than purchased from a pet store. Adoption promotes the philosophy that animals are a lifelong commitment rather than a disposable commodity. Also, animals bought from pet stores often come from inhumane breeding facilities, aren't properly sexed, and face a myriad of health problems. The most important aspect of having a classroom pet is to ensure the pet's environment is as stress-free as possible and their daily needs are met. Ideally, the primary educator should adopt the animal so they're responsible for overseeing all their needs. Having a plan for any injuries to the children or the pet and a budget for the pet's housing, supplies, food, and veterinary care is key. Identify a veterinarian ahead of time who's knowledgeable about the care of that particular species. Just like our own pets, classroom pets need regularly visits to the veterinarian. This is not only important for the animal, it provides a good lesson on the importance of routine medical care. Although starting out with best intentions, educators are sometimes overwhelmed by the care and expense that comes with a classroom pet. Sadly, in schools across the country, classroom pets end up ignored, lacking basic care, or worse. This is not only cruel toward the animal, but misses an opportunity to model humane care. The educator should always be the classroom pet's primary caregiver and able to meet their needs over weekends, holidays, and vacations. Changes in their care and environment can severely stress the animal and jeopardize their safety. If the educator decides to entrust a temporary care of their classroom pet to a student, detailed written instructions regarding safe transportation, feeding, handling, and veterinarian contact should be provided. If you're considering adopting a classroom pet, please get in touch with the Youth Program Coordinator at Marin Humane first. We'd be happy to answer any questions you may have, provide guidance and tips, or schedule in-person humane education, complete with an adorable animal as an alternative.